Hello friend, the preparation for preliminary examination has begun and you might have several questions as to how to go about this examination. In this video, we will discuss some of the strategies which may be useful for you, but I will align these strategies and techniques according to the attempt in which you are. For example, the first attempt strategy might not necessarily be useful for the second attempt strategy, or second attempt strategy can have a different variation rather than the same strategy. So we will discuss all the different possibilities of strategies, and you may adopt whichever strategy suits you according to your attempt, according to your circumstance, according to your preparation, or according to your own benefit for this examination, and improve your scores in the mock test and in the preliminary examination as well. So let us go into the video. We'll start with the first attempt strategy. It is basically, if you look at it, the first attempt people, many might have joined some coaching classes, or you may be in the middle of preparation of classes. I feel that these classes sometime, I will say this with a little bit of caution, because completion of these classes is also necessary. But if the preliminary examination is in the month of June, and if we keep attempting classes till the month of May or April also, it may become a little difficult. But I am not suggesting that you stop going to classes. Rather, what I am suggesting is that do not wait for the classes to get over. This will be the most important part of anyone attempting for the first time, is that you should not lean on somebody else for you to clear this, for you to complete the portion. Waiting for somebody to complete the portion till you begin a particular portion might be very costly in preliminary examination, because this examination is not conducted based on anyone's calendar. Rather, they are conducted based on UPSC's calendar. So they will not look at whether you have completed the classes, or whether your institutes have completed the classes, whether you have all the notes. They will not look for that. They look for a person who is able to clear the questions they are asking, and that can be done when you are able to complete the portion. So what I would suggest, or assuming that it is December right now, assuming that you might have completed 60%, or your institutes might have completed 60 to 70% of the portion, or 60% of the portion, it's okay, 60% of the portion itself is a very big deal. I want you to prepare right now. Right now itself it starts. You cannot wait till April to write your, or start your preparation. Right now itself you have to start having this analysis of how to revise, how to go about this preparation, how to complete geography, history, economics, environment, polity, everything. Now you have to think about it. And the second point is that for a first attempt person, February, maybe, see, this examination, as I have said, is not about someone completing the portion. It is about you completing the portion and writing preliminary examination. So classes, as for the classes, if it is useful, please go. If it is not useful, or if it is dragging a little, or unnecessary classes, or current affairs classes, do not go. Current affairs, please, I will make this itself, first point itself clear. Read newspapers. Reading newspaper for a first attempt person is the most important base that you can form for this examination. So this is the most important key, as we were discussing. So the third point, the last point which I would want to suggest for the first attempt person is that do not worry about not completing the portion now. Do not worry that you have so much of portions left, because your time is extended till June. You have 2023 June. Till then you can prepare. Till then you need not worry that I have not completed polity, I have not completed geography, because you have time till then. You are going to write preliminary examination. As I was saying earlier, this examination is not conducted according to anyone's calendar. This examination is also not conducted for any particular attempt. It does not mean that they will not select a first attempt person. They will select. Unless and until you are not able to complete the portion and write the test, they will definitely select. So you should look at this examination in a strategic perspective, and you should not worry about whether you are completing the portion now, because time is left till then. And hence what will happen as a consequence of this, when you are starting to write tests for any attempt. So test for the fourth, fifth attempt is different, but if, test for anyone writing for the first time, I would want you to start by Jan mid or January. January is a very good starting point for which anything, starting leaving off all your bad habits and getting into good habits or taking a resolution for anything. January is the start. So if you are starting by January and writing tests regularly, there may be instances where you may score low. You should understand and accept it, because you are a first attempt person and many of the portions may seem new to you and they might not have completed in the classes, and you might have been wasting your time on current affairs materials. Now is the time for you to shift gear. Now is the time for you to shift gear and move towards what is necessary for this examination and start preparing for that. And the necessary attributes, I have kept saying that it is the basic subjects. And basic subjects, when you're reading for the first time and writing the test, you may score a little low, but do not worry. This happens for everyone. This will happen because you are reading it for the first time. Understanding is not possible at the first time, but repeated revision, because the preparation is going to go till June. So by meaning which, what I am saying is that do not assume that you are not going to write this preliminary examination. Anyone who is attempting for the first time, do not decide it now. Now is not the time for giving up. The time for decision whether you want to write your examination or not should come later. First you prepare it, then we can have a discussion where, based on the preparation, based on the test mark, based on your completion of portion, based on many other factors, we may decide whether to give this attempt or not. But if you are a first attempt person, I would suggest that please do continue and please do follow these things for clearing this examination. And as you might be very well aware, life, see, you might not understand the meaning of this, all this now, because life is understood backwards, but it has to be lived in the forward motion. This is a philosophical thought by one famous philosopher. But preliminary examination is also like that, or UPSC examination is also like that. You may not understand what you are doing right now. You have to think backwards. You have to think backwards from the preliminary examination. Then you will understand all your preparation was correct. Today you will feel it is not correct, but so you should start thinking about how do you do that, and that is what I have given for a second attempt person. So what would you suggest for a second attempt person? This may seem a little different. So you would have completed these portion. If you think about it, now you will not have classes. Now you have completed classes, you would have all these notes, you would have known the materials, what and all material, by meaning which I am saying what books. I am not saying current affairs. I am not a person who is for this current affairs material. Material is not going to help you clear this examination. Material may help you be good in among your friends, or you have completed that material, you have completed this material. You may have these discussions, but it is not good for clearing this examination. For clearing this examination, as I have told for first attempt, same is the case for any attempt, it is newspaper. But the point what I was trying to say is that you would have completed everything. Now is the right time. Now is the right time for you to focus on clearing this examination. Now you would have understanding, now you would have notes, now you would have known the books, now you would have clarity in thought. Now you know this examination. First attempt, maybe there may be have, or you may have doubts as to how to approach. Now you have seen one cycle, so you would be very much ready. So what I would suggest is go for the exam clearly. From starting Jan 15 or January, again the same thing. Start writing tests as religiously as possible, because these tests scores does not matter. But I am saying you have to come to the focus of writing this examination as you are preparing for preliminary examination, or you should think that and imagine that you are writing preliminary examination. Starting from January, every week you should think that I am writing preliminary examination, and you should prepare in such a way that you should not see now, do not again go for classes, or do not wait. See, revision, that is, see, fast revision classes or fast things are okay. I'm saying do not sit for again 4 classes in a day, 5 classes in a day, current affairs classes, current affairs material. Do not waste your time. Now is the time for you to go for all the basic subjects in a very fast manner, revision manner, and to write these tests and get assessment regularly. You should be very regular in that. One more extra point which I would like to say is that because you have completed the portions, because you have completed the classes, now you will have a little bit of time, and hence what I would suggest is go for these mains topics. See, mains not answer writing, mains not writing full test, mains not writing 20 questions. No, no, no. I'm saying mains topics. For one example is, if they are giving what is that, federalism, there is a topic, GS paper 2, federalism. Or they are saying that or in third paper if they say disaster management. So what is federalism, or federalism by which, what are they meaning, what should I read? You prepare a draft, you prepare some notes. Same way disaster management, what are the different types of disaster? What is cyclone? What is, for example, cyclone is creating a lot of havoc in Tamil Nadu. So what is cyclone, what is tsunami, what is earthquake? All these different things, what methodologies do we have for solving that? These kinds of preparation, mains topic. I am not saying again no writing 20 questions. Now you prepare that draft for each topic. And you can ask me, you asked me to prepare for preliminary examination, and now you are saying for mains. Means the same thing is going to come in your preliminary examination. These drafts, cyclone, if you are preparing for disaster management and the cyclone is being prepared, preliminary examination, this time they are going to ask a question on cyclone. Definitely there will be a question. So you should be, or you should not waste time writing full time. Rather, you should build the foundation. Not go to the class. Now is the time for you to build the foundation in preliminary examination and mains examination. So I hope I made this clear. The third attempt, I will go to the third attempt. Or anyone who might have gone for interview as well. Because I am assuming third attempt you have gone, you would have written one mains and interview. Now it will be difficult to read anyone who has gone to the interview also, or waiting for interview. So it is your third attempt and waiting for your interview, whether you have to prepare for interview or this either here or there will be a lot of confusion, and it will become very difficult for you to read the books. Lakshmikant you will not be able to read, or this modern India, it is very difficult to read. Or what should I do at that time? Means this is where you should strategize your preparation using previous year question. You should have a previous year question. You will definitely have that. I would suggest use your previous year question and try to make or try to complete the portions in the books. So if you are having a question in fundamental rights, try to look at and browse through these topics, because you would have already studied, you would have already completed. So now you might not, or you may have aversion towards going from the front. So this connection between previous year question and the books may help you in understanding, and it will also help you in your interview also, if you are a person going to the interview. And definitely newspaper. And you can anyone who is not, or you have not been able to complete the preliminary examination, right, mains, for them I would suggest, if you are a third attempt, so if you are going to go for the third attempt, as I said, you would have built the base, you would have notes, you would have everything, you would have understood this concept, you would be reading newspaper for nearly 1.5 years. So now you would have also, for example, had this as I said in the second attempt, you would have made these drafts and you would have made these notes for each topic for the mains. Now you can build answers. Now you can start thinking about, or you can write answers, one answer per day. See, what question? Take previous year question. So same example I'll give. Disaster management. If you are taking one notes for the mains and preparing for the prelims, take one question from GS paper 3 and try to write that. One question is enough. So for the third attempt is okay. For the fourth attempt, so if for the fourth attempt it is now, it is even more harder. There is a law of diminishing returns. So as we get older, your wisdom or your knowledge may increase, but your efforts will go down. Okay, your efforts, now you may be well versed in history, geography, but your efforts will go down. The fourth attempt, for them I will suggest, be very thorough or be regular in newspaper, everyday newspaper. Because understand this, fourth attempt, it is not easy for you to sit and read again. You will have a lot of doubts, you will have a lot of self doubts, and people would say so many things. But how the brain works is that if you are able to increase the curiosity in your brain, you will automatically go in that route. What you think, you will become. So Buddha said this. Why he is saying that means, so if you put something in your brain, you will automatically go in that direction. So in the morning, if you are reading newspaper, assuming that, I am assuming you are reading newspaper, material, no, it will not work. See, your brain is not some compartment where you put dump something and the brain automatically activates. No, you have to increase the curiosity, you have to make your brain think, and that will be done by newspaper. Because you will have something hidden in the newspaper, you will have some news which are given in the newspaper, but the rest of the information will not be there. So immediately people will say, that is why I'm going to the material, everything is there. But you have to have patience, because newspaper contains every information, but it will be given in small dosages. See, in given medicine, tablet, everything is given in dosages. Why they are given in dosages? So doctors can give the whole tablet in one day and make you eat it, right? See, your body will not assimilate it. Similarly is the case with information also. You cannot overload yourself. If you read some material, everything is dumped. Instead, if you go for newspaper, the fourth attempt, the later attempts, if you see, it is very harder for reading books. Now, when you read newspaper, you will have some information. You will immediately gain that spark. You will think, okay, they are asking for chief information or chief election commissioner. There is a problem. Immediately, you will go for election commission chapter. They are talking about, yesterday there was one beautiful article about hornbills. This hornbill, where it is, environment. So you will immediately go and look at environment chapters, where and all this hornbill is there, where and all this flora and fauna distribution is there, how this biodiversity is in India, what is this biosphere reserve, where this hornbill, whether there is in national park. The whole day will be one, like this enthusiastic first attempt or enthusiastic person for knowledge. You will start searching for answers. So fourth attempt is, so do not waste your time. I will read in notes, I will read in this material. Instead, make your day productive. You can do this for some time, and you can use the previous year question paper and analyze these things. Because as I said, fourth attempt, 4 3 4 years, you would have already had a little bit of understanding of everything. So, and one more thing is that you can also think about a little bit of optional. So if you are a fourth attempt person, you will have ample amount of time. You can go for a little bit of optional as well till February. You can make an February, March, you can make some the like the way I spoke about mains topics, you can make for optional as well. Fifth attempt. So now, as I said, the diminishing return, now fifth attempt, and I will assume that you will start working somewhere. So if you are a fifth attempt person, maybe you would have moved out of the civil services examination, and you would have been working somewhere. You would be working in somewhere or the other. Or if you are a person preparing religiously again, fifth attempt, it becomes a little difficult. Okay, so what I would suggest again, what I would suggest is that uh, books are difficult. Books are now difficult. Again, I would suggest maybe again, I say again 3 4 times I'm saying maybe, because people should not assume that reading so many books will help them clear this examination. But being a fifth attempt, it is difficult to go for the same books again. So history, if you're reading history, maybe take some book which is history relevant. There are so many books, suggestions are there. There are Romila Thapar books where you can understand the history. There are John K. There is a book on history. You will understand the holistic nature of how the history has come about from the ancient India. What is this Indus Valley civilization? What is this Vedic civilization? How the transformation came about? What this urbanization happened? Iron Age, how it came about? What are the consequences of that? Why Buddha came? Jaina came? You can make an assessment of everything in a wonderful fashion, in a sequential way, when you are going a little away from the books that you are given. But this should not be for any other attempt. This I am suggesting because fifth attempt it becomes a little difficult to go again. But you should not go completely into that. Just for your sake of understanding history, you can read again newspaper. As I said in the fourth attempt, newspaper reading will help you enlighten yourself and reinvigorate your curiosity in this subject. In polity you would have read so many times, but how to reinvigorate or how to re-energize yourself in order to go to the books again is by making an effort to go through the newspaper. Only when you go through the newspaper you will have some information missing and you will go again to the books. This is the meaning of newspaper. This is the meaning of reading newspaper. People even today keep asking the same question, whether if I will be able to revise everything before going into preliminary examination. Why do you have to revise every topic before going into the preliminary examination? Or will you be able to revise all the thousands of pages of current affairs material before you go? So if you do that, when will you do Lakshmikant? When will you do geography? When will you do history? When will you do economics? All the questions are from these books. So you are having all your time drained using this material. So I will say newspaper. And then write tests. So fifth attempt, write tests. Get it evaluated, get it reviewed, because it is fifth attempt. Something is not working. Something is not working. Otherwise it would have worked. Otherwise you would have written mains. Something is not working. So you should get it reviewed. You should know what number of whether your number of attempts of questions are correct, whether your number of whether you are making accurately the assessment, whether you CSAT is a problem, whichever thing, because fifth you should make an reassessment. Self re-evaluation is very much important in this. So this is fifth attempt. Sixth attempt, see, after sixth attempt, see, even if I was in that stage, or when I was in that stage, see, I was not listening to anyone. Even in the second attempt, third attempt, I did not listen much. I first attempt, yes, I listened to so many people, but then after that I understood that all these are misinformation and I should not hear them, and I went about preparing my own way. So I would assume that after sixth attempt, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, or whichever attempt, people would not listen to what I'm about to say. But what if you are a person in the sixth attempt, or if you are thinking that what is going wrong, should I give, what will happen, the anxiety, the societal pressure, people will keep asking whether you have cleared this examination, you have been preparing for so many times, what to do, what not to do. So what I would suggest for anyone, if sixth attempt, seventh attempt is that, go for the basics. Okay, go for the basics. See, if it is not doing well, if it is not the output is not coming, then there is a problem in the basics. You can see, people will say sixth attempt, seventh attempt, you just take some question papers and you solve those question papers, it is enough. I get that, because you have been in the syllabus or you have been in the portions for a very long time. when you solve some question papers, it is very easier for you to go to the preliminary examination and know a few questions and solve those questions and get it through. But what I'm trying to say is that, see, this many attempts when it comes, then there is a basic problem. That is the point. Basics of maybe the optional, basics of maybe history, GS paper 1, GS paper 2, 3 option. I mean, the whole thing is there. Your point should be to go to the basics and complete it. Your point should be to complete each of the portions in a, if for example, geography, you might have left it. You would clear this examination. But whether you would go to the final list is the question. You will have all the information, but you will not get through, seep through the last moment. And there is where I am suggesting that go to the basics. Maybe this is what I did as a mistake. I never went back to the basics. I expanded my horizon and I started reading many books, but I did not go back to the basics. Go back to the basic chapter of history, basic chapter of geography. All the things which I wrote was something which I had gathered for a very long time. So if you ask me something temperature inversion, if you ask me to write, I will write. But the basic book contains the elements necessary for writing the answer. So that we will start missing. So in order, that is the point. When the whole thing gets widened, we may actually miss something which is right in front of us. The whole solution will be in front of us, but we will miss the whole thing by going in a very wide frame. So I'd say go to the basics, go to the basic concepts again. You have to remodel yourself, reinvent. There is a thing called as reinventing oneself. As we move along, different phases of lives will come. The most important part is that you reinvent yourself. There is a book. I will also make this book suggestion if anyone wants to read. This is Joseph Campbell. There is a book, Hero with 1,000 Faces. Joseph Campbell. It talks about the mythologies of the world, and all the mythologies of the world. Finally, he makes this assessment that all the mythologies of the world have a similar pattern. And this pattern, what he suggests is that it is about transition from one phase to the another. In life, we have this different phases of life. The movie song Etta Etta Valke Pirichuko, you have different phases of life. Each phase will have a different unique problem. Each problem will have a different unique solution. So as you move from one phase to another, there may be a lot of anxiety and questions as to whether you are going the correct direction. What Joseph Campbell says in the book, or what psychologists say, is that we have to keep reinventing ourselves. We cannot stagnate ourselves that I have been in the first attempt, I have done, I'll do the same thing in the second, I'll do the same thing in the third, I'll keep doing the same thing. Or you cannot say that you have cleared this examination, I'll stick to the same thing. See, the point what I'm trying to say is that you stick to the same thing in the pattern of examination, but you have to reinvent yourself. You have to become a different person. Each day will be a different thing, and each thing you have to remodel yourself, reinvent yourself, become a better person, as better person than the person who was there yesterday. And this was one of the question they asked in the essay. You don't step in the same river twice. There is a question in essay. There was a philosophical based question. It was a philosophical question given, or the statement was by Heraclitus. He was a Greek philosopher. The meaning of this is that you cannot step in the same river twice. The meaning is the same. You are not going to give the same kind of attempt each year. You are going to have a different pattern of preparation, or you should, or you have to reinvent yourself. This will be a model for your whole life. This will be, so you may be assuming, I will assume each of you will live up to 100 and more years. So it is not going to be the same every year. It is not going to be the same in every phase. You become an IAS officer, you reinvent yourself. You are posted in one job, you will reinvent yourself. Being an IAS officer is not the end. It is a very long journey. So understanding that reinvention of oneself is the most important trait of anyone. is the necessary thing for clearing this examination and being a good person in life as well. I hope I have made this clear for this examination. I hope you all the best. And in each of the video, I'll keep making, so many of the doubts have been given, and I'll try to make one doubt into one video. We'll discuss each of the things separately in one video. Until preliminary examination, we'll have this conversation for clearing preliminary examination. And you can put in your doubts in the comment section as well, and you can also send in your doubts in the telegram group. The description or link is in the description. The Minds of Aspirant telegram group is there. You can put your doubts there. I'll be very happy to make videos for that. So keep preparing, and I'll end this video again with the same request that read newspaper. Newspaper will help you clear this examination. Current affairs material comes distant 10th. 10 things necessary for clearing this examination. Current affairs is distant 10th. The first thing important is read newspaper. All the best. Thank you.